Hi people, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. 3:30 here. Today I'm holding the mic. So it became sort of like a thing. Yes, holding the mic because you can hear me better. It's around 3:30 as I told you. Very peaceful and quiet morning. And I have a list for you of 15 fragrances. After a long time I thought like let's just do this list. It's one of the popular list in Fragcom. Like people know this top 10 complimented fragrances. I do this from time to time. From my experience, whatever fragrance got me little bit attention, I talk about it. No need to take it so seriously that I got compliments. It's ensure that you also gonna get compliments. No such thing. It depends on a lot of things, like your surroundings, one thing. Second thing is how many sprays you spray, your weather condition, your people, who's around, if they're, cultured with fragrances, if they are appreciative, if they're nice people, if they're jealous people, if they don't like you, they'll never pay you a compliment. So a lot of things matter, but in general, you cannot take life so seriously because life is very uncertain. So enjoy as much as you can as long as you're alive. And another thing I'd like to start with is, like I did say my wound is healing and everything. I went for dressing yesterday for the first time. I actually just one note. I just looked at it and I got scared. After so many 5 days, huge hole in there. It's like still scary. So I actually did go for a drive before that. And after that, I did some dressing. Man, it was, I'm not going for drive again for next 8-10 days. It's kind of scary. Anyway, I have my trusted coffee. I had my medications, 9 tablets, when I woke up. And then a little bit of coffee. And after this, I'm going to have my dinner. So late dinner, but I needed the sleep because hot and humid. So here you go. 15 fragrances from different types, which did well for me. And I'll tell you what kind of compliments it got me. Okay. And these are all my favorite fragrances as well. First fragrance I'm going to show you without any particular order. This fragrance called Dunhill Icon, one of my most favorite. And also, let me see, I think it's a little bit slanted. Yeah, now better. Yeah, so this fragrance basically is one of my signature scents. When there was like almost zero hype on this one, only few fragrances like Scentland, perhaps Dan Norton, few guys talked about it. That time I did review this and it later picked up a lot of love. But at first, people are not giving it love. So Dunhill's Icon is basically a very fresh, kind of like a spicy, woody, masculine kind of a fragrance. It has neroli. At the same time, it has some pepper as well. So basically, this fragrance has vetiver. But whatever is in there, it just works, It's just so handsome. It gets compared to Terre d'Hermes. But I actually didn't ever get any compliments from Terre d'Hermes. This one got me compliments from my friends, like not unknown people. Doesn't project so much. So keep that in mind. Office setup, this is one of the best fragrances. Dunhill's Icon. Second one I got, this was actually, is a bad thing to say, it's one of my exes, but it's okay, compliments are compliments. This is called Jean-Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. I am scared that this fragrance is like the 200 mls I am seeing disappearing from the market. Also, the Ultra Male is getting a little bit rare in Bangladesh. I heard discontinuation rumors, so I got a backup bottle. I have one vintage and one like current formulation, 2 bottles. This is my 3rd bottle. So Ultra Male, basically, I am like just telling you simple and plain in winter time. If you put this on, it works really well, in the colder months. Also nighttime, it's very sweet, very playful. It's one of the safe bets, it's like a sweet tonka powdery kind of fragrance with, I get pineapple and pear. This is a fragrance you cannot take so seriously. It's not a formal perfume. Some people say it's unisex, feminine. I just think this is a compliment magnet. Those who have it, they know. Another thing I'll just tell you before I proceed. Some people complain, hey, I got a decant. I did not get any compliments from this fragrance. Decants are very small atomizers. If you spray 1 or 2, hardly, it's not unlikely, like people will notice you. You have to really, because the one, let's say 5 ml decant could make like 2 wearings, but people give 50 wearings from 5 mls. So it becomes difficult for people to catch your fragrance because these big fragrances have big nozzles, sprayers. So they spray a lot of juice. So spray sparingly, depending on the concentration, but don't spray less. Don't spray a little bit and expect people to detect you, okay? So the next one I'm going to show you, I just recently got a backup. This is a fragrance my friend had in Malaysia, and I keep spraying it. I never detect it. I'm like, what is this fragrance? I cannot smell it at all, anything, But when he wore it, this is kind of like that, like when he used to wear it, I could follow huge scent trail, just 2-3 sprays. Versace Menu Fresh, high heat, very high heat, like when it's so hot and humid. These are the kind of fragrance you need. You know, you don't need something super sweet. This has that carambola, starfruit note, and one of the most beautiful looking bottles. The bottle juice color is not blue, just the bottle is. This is basically if you take it to, let's say, somewhere like Malacca, you know, if you live in Malaysia. I took it to Malacca once and I actually enjoyed wearing. I sprayed so much. You can go 50, 60, 100 sprays. You cannot overspray this, but you don't need to, you know. But it's always enjoyable. It's citrus, kind of like a woody, aquatic, and that melon, not melon, the starfruit. Amazing fragrance. This one for summer, it's a compliment magnet. Next one, as I told you before, I did this list before many times, but I always present this. This is called Fahrenheit by Dior. This one, I got particular compliments from particular people. Not everybody on the street stop you and ask you. Strangers usually do not ask you. Fahrenheit gave me a compliment from my dentist friend in Malaysia. I have a lot of tooth problem, you know. I always used to go for procedure, pull out my wisdom tooth, this and that. So always, you know. So I went to Nilai. You know, if you've been to Nilai, Malaysia. So that side is very far from KL actually. If you drive, KL means Kuala Lumpur. If you haven't been to Malaysia. So he was about to, you know, start the procedure. I went heavily, you know. I'm like, let's just smell good, you know, before I go for a procedure. And I was like, who's smelling that good, you know, in the lift area, you know, like in the basement. And then my friend also said, you know, you smelling nice, whatever you were wearing, you know. He was smiling. I thought he's joking. He said, no, man, this one smells different. I haven't smelled anything like it, because the florals in this, it's really beautiful. So Fahrenheit, believe it or not, can get you compliments at particular places when people are cultured with fragrances. That dude, my dentist friend, had also nice collection of perfumes. Next one is from my girlfriend. She always adored this, and this is my compliments from her. I just count that like 100 out of 100. One compliment is equivalent to 100 for me. This is called Pure Malt, okay? Whenever winter hits me, this is not a warm weather perfume. And we go for a date, we just sit next to each other and we're having dinner or something like a steak dinner or seafood, whatever, you know, like a nice restaurant. This is the kind of fragrance when you wear. It's very good for romantic setup. It's sweet, you know, it's kind of like got that whiskey vibe, you know, playful. Dolce & Gabbana, the 1 EDP, these are very nice. I don't have the 1 EDP today, La Nuit today, but Pure Malt I'm showing. It's a classic. It's always a compliment garner, but for close encounters and colder months. Next one, I have to show you this one. This is basically the whole line is a gem, but this is the most affordable. That's what I'm showing you. I have the EDP, but this one works all year round. This is Bleu de Chanel by Chanel. Go for the EDT. This is going to be the most affordable and most projecting. That's the reason why you'll get compliments. The EDP also projects a lot, but only in winters. That one is a beast. I have it. But this is not a beast, okay? This is fragrance, like a fragrance. It's a magic for first 2 to 3 hours. After that, it becomes like a okay dry down. You know, I'm not a very big fan of the dry down of Bleu de Chanel. I just love the opening grapefruit. 2 hours, first 2 hours, this is a compliment, not a beast, but people like the smell because it's very sport smelling blue perfume. And I would say this is a better opening than Dior Sauvage. Okay, no need to compare, but Bleu de Chanel got me compliments. It's with me for many years, and I actually broke one of my first bottles, you know, bad memories. So Bleu de Chanel, again, close encounters, office setup. If you're a boardroom meeting, you know, SE is very good fragrance for that. Next one, no need to worry about the performance. This one Mansera I picked up today, you will see. This is Instant Crush. This is the most complimented Mansera in my collection. I owned more than 45, around more or less, even more than 50. I don't know, the samples and everything together. I tested many Manseras. So if you ask me if this is the best Mansera, perhaps there will be debate. But what is the most complimented? There's no doubt about it. This one, Parfum Di Malikalan, Baccarat Rouge, all have one thing in common. It's sweet. And women love that. Even men love it. And men told me, like some dude told me, random. Like, brother, your perfume, if you don't mind, what is it? You know, I was having tea on the tea stall in winter time. And one guy just randomly came up and said, brother, your perfume is so beautiful. They don't say projecting because they are not frag heads. But I got compliments on this. Mad compliments. People say I actually filled up whole banquet hall. Okay, this one has that power. Instant Crush, don't worry about it. If you just want one fragrance that will get you attention, Instant Crush. Bit expensive, but worth the money. Next one, another sweet perfume, but got some freshness with it. This is called Paco Raban 1 Million Lucky. This perfume right here is a gem of a fragrance. I heard discontinuation rumor. Why? Everything is being discontinued. Everything nice is being discontinued. This is one fragrance. It's not super beast mode, but has decent longevity. It has a caramel popcorn smell. So this is my movie, cinema, that sort of a perfume, and I get compliments from my better half. Better half, no, I'm not married yet, but the person I'm dating. So she said she loved the smell of it because of this chestnutty vibe. She gets like, she picks up notes very well. And she said, this perfume, man, this is very good. It's youthful. It's not doing too much, and it's not too loud. All these things, it's like women do not like loud stuff, okay? Trust me on that one. But this one, 1 million lucky, it can be your compliment garner fragrance. Next one is the easy one. I got poof. Whenever I worry, people recognize it. It's the most common fragrance everywhere, at least in my state. Versace Eros. Versace Eros is in the market for some time. I have the whole line. Thankfully, I reviewed the whole line. Eros, it picks up compliment like, wow, it's fresh. And it's kind of like a minty, a fruity. At the same time, it's kind of got this very sweet vibe, which comes from the tonka and vanilla. This one continues to project a lot when you sweat. High heat and humidity. Due to the reformulation, the vanilla is less. The more amped up notes are the green apple and mint. So this can be worn in summer for me. All year round, great fragrance. Versace Eros, one of the fragrance, definitely safe bet for compliments. Next one, another safe bet for compliments is this one, Acqua di Gio Profumo. God knows how many bottles I bought one after another. Of course, it's not going to be that dramatic, like 15, 200 bottles. No, this perhaps is my 4th or 5th bottle. So that's a lot for me. But obviously, I have a page, but this one sells a lot as well in Bangladesh. May it be a decan, may it be a full bottle. I said it before. This fragrance is so masculine. I smell this when people pass me by. I can detect difference between Perielis and this, you know, because of the smell. This one is really exclusive smelling. It smells posh, and I actually sort of like get compliments from people who know me personally. In Bangladesh, it's hardly likely strangers will give you compliments. We don't have that culture yet, but I, let's say, have some friends like visiting me sometimes to, you know, just chit chat or something. They're like, you're wearing ADG perfume, aren't you? I'm like, how do you know? It's like that spicy, everybody likes it. They're like, I wear it in office. So it's like a man to man, bro to bro respect, you know. So Acqua di Gio Profumo, a little bit mature fragrance for me, but it's really good. So next one is the fragrance I have it for the longest in my life. So obviously I'll get a lot of compliments. Hugo Boss bottled. I have my eyes on the 200 ml, massive 200 ml just for the bottle. I just love it. That apple cinnamon combo, so sweet, so beautiful, such a sweetheart. This fragrance will never go out of style, no matter what people say. This is dated, you know. Go to Hugo Boss counter, you'll see how much this sells. This is the top seller of Hugo Boss. I have 2 incidents. I pay people compliments when I smell it on them, and people when they smell it on me. Just give you a latest compliment from I think I went to one time to buy medication from pharmacy, and it was like nightish, you know, like 9:30 or something. And there was this guy who's really bored, you know, he's just sitting there at the counter. He's like, people have bad habits like that. They bite their nails when they have no business. But then I said, I need this medication. I gave him the prescription, and he says, he brought it back, and he's like putting the thing on the calculator, how much total. And then he's like, what are you wearing? That smells really good, sir. Then he smiled, you know, like, it's really, really nice. He was like, really cheered him up. And I was like, happy to be cheering him up. I said, Hugo Boss bottle. He's like, he has no clue. He's like, can you write down the name and the price and where to find it? I wrote the name, he was happy. I told him where to find it, he was happy. I wrote the price tag, he was not happy. But it happens, you know. But there are alternatives to this, but Hugo Boss bottle for me is a complimented perfume. Very sweetheart, beautiful fragrance. If you want more projection, longevity, perhaps longevity-wise, EDP Intense is a better one, but my favorite always stays the classic Boss bottle by Hugo Boss. Next one, hate and love relationship with many people. Some people absolutely hate it, and some people absolutely love it. But no matter what you say, this is the kind of fragrance, truth be told, gets more compliments than Aventus. I'm not again trying to put down Aventus, but the kind of hype on niche perfumes, they never ever get me that kind of attention like Invictus. And I'll tell you, you don't have to buy Invictus. You know, if your nose is mature, you enjoy it for yourself. You don't have to wait for compliments. This perfume, spray 5-6 times, just go out and just see how people react. You know, you just stand next to people just intentionally. If they look at you with positive attention, that's a compliment right there. Invictus by Paco Raban, sweet, fresh, kind of like aquatic version of 1 million, but it's different enough. Okay, I have 150 ml. I'm very happy. It's a playful fragrance. Next one is a serious fragrance. This is a tobacco vanilla alternative, and I am so glad I have it in my collection. This is Al Haramain Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. I think that's the name. Amber Oud, sorry, yes, Amber Oud, yeah. Juice color, opulent, bottle is beautiful. Only thing I don't like is the bottle size, which is small, and the retail is very high on this. But this perfume, man, I cannot tell you like how much like thick and heavy, you know, sort of like a presence it has, just like Tobacco Vanille, and it's really sweet. Beast Mode obviously is one thing you really like, but whenever I enter, let's say, shop or anywhere, you know, like which has a door or people are like sitting in a closed environment, they can detect my perfume. They're like, wow, sir, your perfume is awesome. So dating purpose, whatever, if you like a little bit thick, heavy fragrance like Mas Ravageur, Tobacco Vanille, you can give it a try. Amber Oud, Tobacco Edition by Al Haramain, one of my complimented perfumes in recent times. Next one, I want to show you this one. I am so sad. I always see people's the tag in these kind of bottles, they tear, but here my bottle tore. This one, I just hate it, and the bill quality is poor. This is Armaf Club de Nuit Milestone. I have the Sillage, I have the Sydenham, and I have these three of my best confidence boosters. Okay, this is a bit more expensive than Sydenham, and it's worth it. If you like Creed's Milice Imperial, you really like it. The best thing about this is the performance. It eats up Milice Imperial any day. Eats up, like literally the performance 3 to 4 times more than Milice Imperial, which projects not at all. Newer batch, zero, nothing. But this one has the extra citrus and fruity notes and kind of like a watermelony vibe, but it's not as salty, which is very nice. So Milestone, it actually is one of those safest fragrances. Like you wear, oh, people like, oh, you smell nice, you know, not matte compliments, but this actually people can smell and detect. Okay, very nice fragrance for summer. Milestone by Armaf Club de Nuit line. Last but not least, I want to finish it on this point because I'm doing only one video. I'm bringing back one of my perfumes which I love, and sometimes recently someone asked me, brother, you did a comparison video between Dylan Blue and this one, which one do you like more? This is Bulgaria Atlantic, and I like this more. I'll tell you why. Dylan Blue gets more compliments. Okay, I have it somewhere at the back, and this one has almost equivalent performance, if not better, but almost equivalent. But Dylan Blue lasts like for me a little bit more because it's a bit more sweet. This is also like blue, but it has that sea accord sort of vibe. Very aromatic, very beautiful. People say this is their Bulgari's take on Sauvage. I don't find any similarity. This fragrance, unlike Amara, unlike the Marine, this is a bit different kind of a ballpark. Okay, this fragrance, you can wear it. You can wear it with your suit. You can wear it for your work. Like Prada L'Homme, whatever it does for you, it does better with this one. Hidden gem alert, Aqua Atlantic. I saw some shops are not having this anymore in the stock. I don't know what's up with it, but get this while you can and try it at least in the shop. This one I actually picked up. I'll just tell you one story and then I'll finish. This fragrance once I wore during a meetup with one of my brothers. Old days, you know, like 2017, 18. I don't remember exactly when. And then he was wearing Aventus. I was wearing this. I complimented him on the Aventus because I detected it. He was wearing heavy. And he said, this fragrance is better than Aventus, at least on me. You know, he went and bought it later on because Aventus is a fragrance people wear for a very long time, but they get sort of like bored at times. This fragrance could be a nice little change in pace. That's the kind of power this one. Excellent longevity, excellent projection. This is the last one today, Bulgaria Atlantic. So these are my 15 today. Hopefully you let me know what are your favorites and what are your complimented fragrances, and perhaps share a story. That is always nice to know. This fragrance always have emotions and memories and stuff like that. That's what makes them great. And again, in the end, don't take life too seriously. Enjoy, have fun, and you know, if you do not enjoy the fragrance, do not put pressure on yourself. I do not get compliment that fragrance sucks. No such thing. All right, fragrances are great. Maybe perhaps your surrounding, maybe your cleanliness, perhaps you need to use a deo. Who knows? But anyway, take care. Have a nice day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.